So, hey, this is for my vlog. Um, I just got in for my walk. I'm a night person. I like the nighttime better than the daytime. I don't like the rat race. I mean, it's kind of lonely at night sometimes. It's kind of creepy and tired. I used to hate nighttime. I mean, I used to really get freaked out at nighttime and get anxious and get lonely and all that stuff at night. Nighttime used to be my worst time. I could never be home at night. As a high schooler and so teenager and into my 20s, I couldn't be home at night. I was comfortless, couldn't handle it, and so I had to be going to parties and going to bars and being around people. Had to keep moving. So I was told that nighttime is a really hard time for sexual abuse survivors. It's the darkness, I guess. I have no idea. But anyway, so I just, it just sort of happened naturally. I never was a morning person. I always had a hard time getting out of bed, always had trouble sleeping. So it's just how my life has gone. I worked at Penguin Random House in Westminster, the third shift. And it seemed, being a single mom, and when I first moved in with Kevin, the townhouse, there wasn't much room, so my two kids and I shared a room. Shared a tiny little, we had the smallest bedroom. It was the size of a closet in the house, in Kevin's house. And the three of us, my youngest daughter, my youngest son, and me, shared the bedroom. So it just seemed like, let them sleep at night. I'll work at night and I'll sleep during the day. And that's where the shift that you made the most money was night shift. So I had a really hard time at Random House. My feet hurt all the time. I used to cry all the time, and it was horrible money. And then I was falling asleep all the time. And energy drinks did not keep me awake. So that, and so then I started driving for Uber, and then I started driving for Lyft, and Lyft took care of me. I grinded. I used to work every damn night, 8 to 12 hours a night to make my money. So, and that was nighttime. So now, just naturally, it's so much stress, it seems like, during the day, and so much noise and congestion, traffic. So nighttime, it's cooler, the moon is awesome, and it's usually calmer. So it is a more lonely, things are closed. I wish there was everything was sort of 24 hours so you could decide if you wanted to be a day person or a night person. And hopefully someday it'll be like that, where, everything is open 24 hours. Not everything, but, all the major stuff is open 24 hours. So you can do everything that you want at midnight, the same as you could at noon. Because people should have a choice of what they are, or why are some people more inclined to nighttime? You know what I mean? Life should be more natural. We are the bosses, not some major whatever society decides to dictate who we are. No. Individual authenticity is our power. So I find it that I work better with my body, not having an alarm clock. So I just got in for my walk. I walk every night. Sometime I'll go to the gym and do that. And I want to have somewhat of a tan. Not anything. This really isn't much of a tan, but it's enough. Just a little bit. I just like it better. I like that. Not really where I'm out in the sun all summer long or anything like that. I was at one day at the beach. That's enough. Or maybe, 2 days in the summertime. 3 days, maybe 4 days, 5, 6 days a year. You know what I mean? Like that much sun. That's, so anyway, so I just got in from my walk, and I just have so much to say. It's so crazy, and I get so tired. But a guy stopped. When is it appropriate when a female is walking for someone in a car to stop and put down their window and talk to them? Complete stranger at night. So somebody stopped. So this man in an SUV stopped, put down his window, and I said, who are you? And I don't know what he said. And I said, I don't know you. And he said something. I said, don't ever do this. Don't ever do this again. This is totally inappropriate. I said, move on. Very inappropriate. Don't ever do this again to another female, and especially a young person. I said, I see your license plate number. So, guys, share my videos, subscribe, share them, post them, because, like, support women and children. Do not allow stupid ass men, and not all men. Of course, I'm not a man hater. I'm just saying, this thing with men, stop. Inappropriate. What the fuck? When would it be ever appropriate to stop somebody as they're walking and you're in a car and it's a female and you're a male? Are you that lonely? Are you that desperate? Or are you just a predator, which is the truth? It's a predator. So it is unacceptable for us to allow women and children to be hurt or intimidated or bullied or made to feel shame and guilt and fear. Inappropriate. It's totally not. We're all responsible for that. Everybody. Got to get involved. You got to stand up. Got to protect each other. You got to stand together. But I will not tolerate it. So so stand with me and don't tolerate that shit. For anyone. Not black people. Not Native, not indigenous people, no one, not children, not women, no, not old people, elderly, no, not Hispanics. Nobody should be bullied. Nobody should be intimidated. Nobody should be, shamed. Stop it. Not body shamed. That man that put Lizzo down and said she looked like a shit emoji, his career should be over. He should have more than a career being over. It is unacceptable. Do not tolerate it. So, also, I had a friend call me tonight, and she has a young daughter, and her boyfriend, they live together, and he's a drunk, and he's an angry, bitter, nasty, mean person to her behind closed doors, and to her daughter. So she asked if I could put them in a hotel for the night. And I did. Do I have a lot of money? No. But I'm going to trust and believe that I'll get that back from the universe because I'm doing the right thing. And I was in her situation and my family turned their back on me. My own fucking family. My own family, when I was married with children, other than my mom, she didn't turn her back on me. But when she died of cancer, I didn't have anywhere to go. And I don't know what the fuck the problem is, but I promise you, you have a thing called a conscience and a heart for a reason. And you can only self-medicate for so long. So you can only smoke enough pot and drink enough alcohol. Your conscience is going to get you one day. And you're going to regret the decisions that you made when you turned your back on loved ones or people. For whatever reason, out of fear, out of shame, out of guilt, out of whatever. So, I called my sister and said, when my husband, I had young children at home, and when he was out of control, which he got out of control every fucking weekend practically, because he didn't know how to do anything but work, and he couldn't stand to be home, and he hated women. People disguise that. A lot of men, it just seemed to be acceptable to be women haters. They have issues with their mom, they weren't nurtured or something with their mom, and so they take it out on every woman. And then they lie about that woman. That is huge. They lie. They will turn everyone on that woman because that woman saw their true self. And they never want anybody to know who they really are. So they will turn everybody against her, and they will badmouth her and lie about her and judge her and mock her and laugh at her. And my dad did it to my mom. And my husband did it to me. And he turned my children against me. He convinced them that I was wrong. I was the bad one. I wouldn't even say one is bad. I don't even do that. Like, I'm a very compassionate person, and I would not want to, like, judge another person. And I would not want to turn anybody's kids on them. That's, but I'm not going to protect people and keep my mouth shut either. That's sick, too. So, you speak up and you tell the truth and you bring all the darkness into the light. But you don't have to judge people. You don't have to put down another person to make yourself feel good about yourself. Ultimately, that doesn't work. You're going to pay a price for that. Tables always turn, no matter how long it takes. There's always justice. And the universe's justice is much better than a court's justice. But in order to get justice, you have to release negative energy. You can't be holding on to unforgiveness, and you can't be holding on to judgments. So I called my sister because I didn't have my mother to turn to anymore. And my husband was getting out of control with young children. And that's how he would get. And he wouldn't let it go. It would be a whole weekend thing. He didn't care. I know my husband would be like that. Kevin. And the 3 children that we had together, they can't imagine him. I don't know why they clung to his side so fucking much. But when they were little, he didn't give a fuck about them. When he had something against me or he was in a bad mood, he was relentless, and he didn't give a fuck that they were the debris, that they were the casualties. So, now he didn't hit me, but he would be spewing venomous horribleness, and that's worse. I'm not going to judge whether that's worse or whatever. But there was no safe place for me to go in the house. And it wouldn't be resolved. He'd have to pound me into the ground. He'd have to shred me. It's really hard to function and take care of 3 children when the man in the house is doing that. So I called my sister because my mom was dying. And she said, "Why are you calling me?" What the fuck did I do to you? I need help. And she said, "Don't call me, call the police." Okay, so I did, and I called the police, and the police told me to file a protective order, and I did what everybody told me to do. My dad gave me an attorney, but this is the thing, guess what? That was like in secret, because guess what my family, my father and sister did in public? They loved that man more than me. We got divorced, they turned their back on me, and they invited him to family functions. What kind of message does that send to my children? Somehow, I'm the bad guy. I'm the one isolated and rejected. But you're the one that told me to leave him and divorce him. You're the one that told me to call the police. So, yeah, we can't do that either. We can't support somebody in private or one way, but then in public shame them and judge them. Nobody deserves that either. So, it was me. I went to a safe house. It was me getting my children. It was me finding a job. It was me getting help. It was me finding places to live. So here I am now. And the universe is throwing all kinds of justice my way. It's time for the underdogs. It's time to heal trauma. It's time to shake off shame. It's time to kick guilt in the teeth and rise up and get all that we deserve. Which is lots of money, lots of respect, honor, security. It's recognition. So blow me up. Well, I'm going to blow up anyway, because I know I am. Because I know I have a gift, and I know I do the work. I do the inner child healing. I do the vulnerability. You have to be vulnerable to be strong. Don't let shame take you away from your vulnerability. There is no shame in crying and feeling your feelings and being confused, appearing weak, appearing lost, feeling hopeless, feeling depressed, that is absolutely no shame. Like, it's like you have to be weak before you can be strong. And when you shame yourself or judge yourself and deny yourself that vulnerability, you don't heal and you don't get stronger on the inside. So that's really important, that you allow yourself to be vulnerable. And then you allow love to come in and you speak your truth. You don't let anybody silence you or shame you. You stand your ground. Believe in yourself and be an advocate for yourself. So thank you guys so much. I love you. You are everything. You're the best. I trust in my support. I trust in the universe. I trust in life. I believe in myself. I deserve the best. My children deserve the best. Like, you deserve the best. But it's individual. You have to earn it. And I don't know what it is, how you earn it. That's between you and the universe. That's between you, and it's your it's what choices you make. So somebody called me today and said they needed help because they have an abusive boyfriend, and I went to their rescue. That's the kind of person I am. And I will always be like that. So they are safe and sound. Home should be peaceful. Men do not have any right to bully women. Oh my God, I'm getting so angry. I could just, ugh. But, so, love you. Support women, children. Support vulnerable people. Support elderly. Stand up for each other. It will improve your life 50 million times. It'll be a natural self-esteem that no one can take from you. Follow your heart, follow your conscience. Thanks for watching me. I love and value you.